When you play some games, you play Super Mario, he's jumping, then he hit into a mushroom, die.
Yes.
Then what do? Oh, this game is a scam.
Restart
Lousy games, throw away, cannot win one. You don't do that, what?
Hey guys, if you want to learn how playing Super Mario will be able to change your financial life and help you get breakthroughs in your own journey of discovering business and wealth, make sure you continue watching this video. Welcome to the Modern Wealth Podcast, where we aim to empower, enrich, and evolve your lives by interviewing some amazing guests, people who will inspire you to achieve a breakthrough in your financial life, in your health, in your wellness, in anything you can imagine, right? So today we have an absolutely amazing guest. You know, I've been waiting for this day for a very, very long time because the guest today is none other than the person who literally taught me the ropes of everything that I know: investing, speaking, growing up to be a man, everything, right? Like this one guy, you know, has inspired and, you know, the reason why I am here today, right? And he's my mentor. He's none other than Sean Seah. Sean, thanks a lot for being here today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rash. Hey, this is episode 8.
This is episode
Then who do you get before me? How come I'm number 8? Seriously?
This one is Gavin's fault.
You say I'm the man who made you who you are, like a man, right? How come number 8?
Should be number 1, right?
Yeah lah, what is this?
No,
okay.
bro, I think you're very busy, that's why.
Hey, seriously, you never asked me lah. But anyway, number 1 usually nobody watch one. So I think you purposely plan me number 8, right?
Exactly.
Who is number 1, by the way?
Who's number 1? Oh, Joey Choi.
Wow, good choice.
Yeah.
Since nobody watched. No, just kidding. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Let's go and...
Hey, episode 8 is lucky number 8. It's a what number? That's why I choose you, bro. Yeah?
I'm sure he said that for number 7 also. Wow, perfect 7. This
Perfect
guy.
7. This is a what 8, bro.
Okay,
Right? For those of you, I think Sean needs no introductions. Probably see you a lot on YouTube. But for those of you all who don't know you, can you just introduce a bit about yourself?
Unfortunately, you all can't skip that now lah. So my name is Sean, founder of Next Level, and I started out as an investor. But before that, I was in the military, working. Actually, I like my job. It's just that the pay is sort of like limited, and that's where I decided I should do something for myself. Do a side hustle, do investing, build wealth other than just having one source of income. So that's roughly who I am. Wrote certain books, had the privilege of going to many parts of the world to speak to people. Common language, most of the people realize that they did not have financial education. So wealth is important to them, to have more choices.
Hey, Next Level does that today? Like, what is Next Level about?
Next Level, we teach people how to actually make money other than their salary. So it's like an alternate source of income. And it's interesting because you see, everyone, right, when you make money, it's because you're providing a value.
Yep.
And unfortunately speaking, for most of the jobs, right, they pay you a certain wage based on the value they perceive you to have. But I can tell you, your whole entire net worth, your whole entire value as an individual is not limited to that. That's what I realized. So Next Level is helping people to discover your personal ability to provide value to the society and then monetize it, get returns in terms of monetary form. I think that's a fair trade. Yep.
Interesting. Dude, I want to hear a lot more stories of people who actually experienced that. I actually am a product of that as well myself. Right? But so let me just give you all an introduction of you know, how we first met. I was 18 years old. I was in the army. I think he remembers very, very clearly. In Shenton House. Shenton House.
Shenton House?
Yeah lah. Shenton.
Is it Shenton House?
Shenton House, bro. Shenton House. It was one of the SR events, and eventually it was Shenton House where I signed up lah.
Oh, right? I thought it was like some People's Park or something like that.
No
some
lah.
Chinatown, right?
Okay, probably.
Okay, we've been shifting places because people complain that we shift. No, just kidding, okay. But we shifted quite a number of places, shifted office.
So it was one of these events that Sean was speaking in, right? So first and foremost, I think it was the National Achievers Congress. He was speaking in, and I was 18. I was literally lost in my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I was completely like, you know, I was recovering from my health scare. And basically what happened was, you know, I heard Sean and it was really, really inspiring, right? He spoke about value investing, right? And I really wanted to learn the crux of how the Buffetts themselves invest. And I decided to, you know, hey, let me just go and attend this program and learn this stuff. So I went and, you know, I found something that I truly, truly loved, right? Which was understanding companies, understanding financial statements. And I loved the way he thought about investing as well. He wrote this absolutely amazing book that I highly, highly recommend everybody to read. It's called Gone Fishing with Buffett. That was my very, very first book on investing.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. My very first book investing was Gone Fishing Buffett. I highly recommend it. It's so easy. and beautiful to read, right? A lot of investing books, to be honest, are technically quite challenging, right? Like you read it, you'll be super blur. But this book was relatable. I still remember the stories until today, bro.
Serious, man? Tell me some of the
For
stories. No, correct. Because I mean,
Yeah.
the backstory of it was I wrote the whole entire book about how to invest,
Yes.
and I passed it to my brother as
Yeah.
my younger brother, and he said, "Hey, it's so boring. I can't finish the first chapter." And that made me like think about maybe I should write it in a story form.
Yeah.
So I turned the concept into a story as if like how a young guy
Yes.
meet an old man at a jetty and he was dejected, and this old man actually taught him the ways of life and how to invest. So
Exactly.
I realized people like stories.
Yes,
And this guy in front of you, right? He's an amazing teacher because he's able to take daily lives, daily stories, and form them into like lessons that he wants to teach you.
Absolutely.
So Rashvin, amazing guy.
Thank you. Right. But anyways, the one who taught me everything is this guy.
No
right?
lah, I learned from him, man. I tell you, like I remember when we went South Africa, this one was memorable because we were teaching investing. We all talk about like the valuation of stocks. And I remember that we were in South Africa, it's a foreign country. We were thinking of what kind of stories is relatable. And this guy talked about how he got cheated at the airport buying a SIM card. I don't really remember that.
Yes,
so I was
yeah,
thinking, wow, it's like just from the airport, he bought a SIM card and then he paid a lot for it. And he realized that, wow, you know, sometimes when you don't know the value of it, you pay a high price.
Yes.
And that's why you need to learn valuation. So he can turn daily nuggets, right, into stories. Wow. That's amazing, into lessons.
Wow,
you can't remember your own story, right?
No,
You say,
no.
I remember your story.
I remember some other stories though, right? South Africa was amazing. So yeah, we've traveled the world. We've seen a lot of amazing things together. But Sean, let's go back. Bro.
Yes.
So you're an amazing entrepreneur, investor, and everything, right? But I want to ask you, did you see like nuggets of like entrepreneurship early on in your life, bro? Right? Like, you know, if you go back to secondary school or whatever else, right? If you go back, you know, did you have any entrepreneurial flair or investing flair?
Entrepreneur or investing flair? I think for me, seriously, right, I don't remember that. I don't remember having like entrepreneur flair because since young, I was trained or drilled to actually talk about like having a stable job. My mom tell me, every time she bring me to the bank, she said, hey, see, aircon, so nice. Bank manager, you must study hard and become like the guy at the aircon. Otherwise, wow, outside very hot. That's what she always tell me, outside very hot, you better work hard. And then I don't remember ever like stepping out to become an entrepreneur. I did have early part-time jobs like serving at the restaurant or maybe one portion is I took out a telemarketing job. I think that one taught me a bit about sales. And I was amazed by the guy beside me, how he closed sales. And I was looking at him like, this guy's a machine. He's the same age as me, 17, 18 years old. We were waiting for the military. That was the closest I can think of about a certain entrepreneurship. Otherwise, I was taught to really just have a job and have a stable income. And people who are good in business or that time, one of my idol is Adam Khoo. My mom always tell me, he's born with the ability to speak. He's very lucky. So somehow my brain wasn't open up to entrepreneurship at that point in time. Yeah, that's the truth. Yep.
Wow. So, but you know, I remember your dad is also an investor, right? He's also an heavy investor. Like how did he get into it? And then you started, you know, Robert Allen and all that stuff, you know.
Okay. I think that was after he retired. Okay. So my dad was a military officer.
Yes.
And that's why I also wanted to become a military officer. So I guess my dad actually was a role model.
Okay.
And after he retired, right, I remember I was the one who started telling him about investing. And his mind opened up. So I thought I got quite an interesting dad. When I told my mom said, oh, better don't do that. There's a lot of scams. But my dad said, hey, come, tell me more. So he was reading books together with me. We went for one particular seminar by Robert G. Allen, author of Multiple Streams of Income.
It's a very good book, by the way.
One of my
Multiple Streams of Income by Robert Allen. One of my first few books that I read because of Sean as well. Very good book. It's in my house. Okay, anyways, continue.
Amazing book. Yes. Okay, so we went to listen to him, and he actually sold us a 3-day workshop. I think it was about $2,000, $3,000. I remember after the $2,000, $3,000 workshop, my dad attended. They actually offered him an inner circle group, which cost more than 5 figures. I remember the day that my mom found that my dad signed this package, she almost killed me. She said, what did you do? How do you brainwash your dad? And funny thing is, I didn't even sign out at that point in time because, my dad already signed out, so I thought like he can bring a 1+1 and things like that, which eventually I get to meet Robert G. Allen because of my dad. And my dad just told my mom, you know, he said, hey, seriously, this guy said that he can help me make millions. So I'm just investing like 5-figure, $10,000, $20,000. What's the worst? Lose 20,000? But what's the best? I make millions, you know. Why not? You think about the risk to reward. And of course, my mom wasn't calculating that. He said, what? You say 20,000? she only can hear how much he spent. Okay. So he eventually went there. After that, he was, my dad, I think one thing my dad taught me, the character and also the ability to always take action, right? It is what helps me a lot in entrepreneurship. After he learned from Robert G. Allen, they did a study on, that time was 2008, 2009, subprime crisis, global financial crisis. Many houses in the US, Robert G. Allen was saying that, you know that now if you go and buy the houses from the banks, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the houses are so cheap, you can buy that at like $10,000. Even if you sell away the material, you make money.
Wow.
So it sounds like, oh, incredible deal, right?
Yeah.
So he planned for a trip, we had a study group, and then we planned, I remember very clearly, April, I think that was 2009 or 2010. We said we're going to fly over. After planning everything, only 2 persons land up on the plane, me and my dad. The rest of them, suddenly they had issues. I don't know, wife pregnant, grandmother pregnant. Everybody started to get pregnant and they are too busy to go. So only me and my dad went over. We went over, bought the first few houses, and we accumulated about 30 over houses. Learned a lot of interesting things there. Overall, we didn't lose money. But some calculation was not as good as it was on paper because there are things that you can never predict and account for. But, well, took action, and then we bought houses. Yep. That was one of the first interesting trip with my dad. Yeah.
Wow. And then you started investing in your dad and everything, right? As in, that's the...
Yeah, that one is, yeah, we started investing together.
Yeah.
We learned so many things. Learned that sometimes really something that's of high quality, you pay a higher price, is okay.
Exactly.
Just a very quick story about that portion. That time, Robert G. Allen was telling us there's this group of houses, or like this batch of houses, if you buy them, you can rent them to the unemployed. And the government will pay for you, the renter.
Okay.
So it's like, we're thinking, what's the worst case scenario, is it? If you buy a house, you rent it to the unemployed stay there, and the government pay you rent. So even if they don't pay you rent, you still make money. So based on calculation, we were calculating cash on cash, about 20% per year.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But one thing we can never imagine is this. People who are unemployed, right, they may have more issues than just being unemployed. They may owe money to loan sharks. They may like have issues outside work. And a lot of times, right, the houses that we bought, which is for the, I would say, lower income family or people with financial troubles, right, our houses got trashed by loan sharks, you know.
Wow, crazy.
And there's people who take drugs inside. The police come here, raid the house, break the house, and the police don't pay for it, you see. So we ended up paying for it, and overall, because it was so cheap, we didn't lose money, but we did not make 20%.
Okay.
Maybe overall 2%, 3%. But for all the effort, I should just put them in the bank, man. But good learning lesson. So
Good learning lesson,
I guess we didn't regret going there, but learned
the
a lot.
whole idea behind taking action and just going
take
and
action.
doing it, right? You never know until you try.
Yeah, and at least I can come to the podcast and share this story, right?
Hey,
Who else can do that?
Exactly. It's a story that you keep with you for the rest of your life, right?
That's right,
So,
that's right.
So tell us about, I think this story about, your venture into stocks and how initially you lost everything, including your friends' money. I'd like to share that with them and how that inspired you to really learn properly and stuff, man.
This is very interesting. So I don't know what are the audience's like impression of stocks, but in university, I decided to work really hard. Okay, so the backstory was, because the time I signed on to the military, and I know that if I do well in my studies, I can get more pay. So I studied really hard. So I took notes, I listened to every lecture, and there was this particular lecturer, international finance, very interesting lecturer. So he was telling us about the stock market, telling us about a lot of things. So I was studying for the sake of exams. And then he actually asked a question. He said, do you all ever think about using the knowledge to invest into stocks? Oh, that actually like created an impression in my mind. Yeah, I never thought about using it, Then he said, don't do it. He said, don't do it. So he said that, do you know that statistics shows that most people can never beat the market? So don't even try. Don't invest. Wow, when a professor at the kind of like level talking to you as a student and you believe him fully, right? You block out any ideas of investing. Until I went back to the military, I remember this guy, Sufyan. So Sufyan was about 2 years younger than me. When I went back to the military, I was 25. He was about 23. So same thing, we were having lunch, talking about investing, talking about everything on the news. So after that, when Sufyan, I can't remember who was it. It wasn't Sufyan. Someone else mentioned about, hey, you want to learn about stocks or not? I told him, hey, cannot. Don't invest in stock. My professor say cannot. And I give them statistics. And me being a good student, I have all the reasons why they shouldn't invest in stocks based on what my professor say. Then Sufyan was just like smiling and he said, that's because your professor never learned how to invest in stock. Wow, that got me like defensive. I say, what are you talking about? Professor, PhD, who, like, you know how to invest or not? I asked him, so when someone argue, that time younger, tend to argue back. Then Sufyan say, yeah, my uncle did taught me a bit lah. So I say, maybe you all don't mind I show you my account. That time, you all must remember, 2005, you use a dongle to actually go into the laptop. Probably you all can't remember the age. Now you use hotspot. So went back to the office, show us the dongle using his personal laptop. He opened his account. I was looking at the number, like 200 $200,000+.
Wow.
It was a lot of money to me back then. And he was like 23 years old. So I asked Sufyan, hey, this one, wow, your uncle give you one? He said no. He said no. Actually, my uncle taught me like a few years back. So I just take my army pay. Army pay, you know. I mean, and he wasn't a degree holder. So, I mean, he wasn't paid as much as me. I don't know how he saved so much money. I said, there's no way you can save 200,000, you know, over like 2-3 years, you know. He said, no. He said, I just probably invest 10-20,000 and then it grew 10 times to 200,000. Now, whatever my professor say goes out the window, right? Because this guy, real life friend, really showed me that. And he wasn't trying to sell me anything or anything. He was just showing me, you know. So I told him, hey, Sifu, can you please guide me? Really, I said, hey, can you guide me or not? He said, you can go and read a few books. He just showed me some books. I can't really remember the books. I think one of the books is the Ken Slim Method. What is it called? There's this particular book, William O'Neill, okay? The system is called Ken Slim. So I read the book, didn't know what to do. I wanted to look for him, disappeared. Remember back then, we didn't have like smartphones we have now. So to look for friends is not as easy as last time. Couldn't find Sufyan, and I started into the world of investing. I know it can be done because someone showed me. Attended a few seminars. I attended this particular one. I remember paid a high 5-figure for it. No, 4-figure, almost 10,000. Attended this workshop. He taught me how to do stock trading. Oh, now that I think of it, a bit angry. The reason being, the 3 days, right, after he finished teaching about the stock trading methods, right, he was teaching us how to use this particular software. Okay, use this software, click here, click there, everything. Then end of 3 days, right, it was installed into our laptop, you know, for 3 days. End of 3 days, right, the software expired. He said to continue to use, you have to pay us don't know how many thousands. Otherwise, your initial like 5,000-6,000 that you invest in is useless. So I have to pay more. So I paid a lot to actually use this software, and within first month, I make about 5,000 back. So I thought, not bad. First trade, make 5,000. I remember Bread Talk. I was bought into this Singapore stock Bread Talk. So after I make money, right, wow, I felt like, wow, I worked so hard in 1 month for the whole job, right, 3,000 only, you know. Then I go to stock market, click a few buttons, make 5,000. Wow, easier life, right?
Definitely.
So I began to show a lot of my friends. I said, Sufyan never teach me, I will teach my friends. So I told my friends, hey, look at this amount. So I showed them 5,000. I said, hey, I tell you what, guys, instead of going to learn from that guru, right, I already bought the software, very expensive. You all just put money in me, I will invest for all of us. We gathered about $100,000. Within 3 months, wipe out, left 40,000 left. I lost 60,000. So, wow, it was so scary, you know. I remember very clearly when I saw I mean, it's not the stock's fault, but it's Mapletree. I bought Mapletree using CFD. Back then, CFD is contract for differences. There's a high leverage tool, wipe out my account, left 40,000. It was so scary. Wow. So the next day, I just gathered my friends at West Coast McDonald's. Remember so clearly. Then I told them, hey, guys, I really have to tell you something. Then they see that my whole expression has changed, look like lost confidence. Then they ask, is there anything happened to the stock portfolio or not? So I told them, yeah, I lost a lot of money. So I opened up, I showed them. Well, I tell you, one of the friends was so angry, shouldn't mention his name, no longer friends. Up to today, never contact already. Another 2 friends just said, hey, it's okay. I mean, like, we are in this together. You didn't do it purposely. You will learn how to make it back. So they encouraged me. Then I decided that I have to continue to learn. And one of them said, he said, hey, if you don't know how to invest, it's actually called gambling. So when I started to invest, the turning point came. Okay, so the turning point came is like this. Because I got this particular first seminar that I attended with this particular system, right? So I was thinking, well, maybe I can attend more seminars to find the correct system. But then, every seminar was quite expensive. I attended a few more. So altogether, I spent definitely 5 figures. But I only left 40,000 in my account. So I must think, if I finish spending all the money, I have no more money to invest. So I began to trade secrets. So I asked people around, hey, do you attend this workshop? Hey, you attend this workshop? Is it? I attend this. We trade the system.
Sure.
So I began to trade a lot of systems until one day, a friend of mine called Jasper, he told me that he got this friend who used the Warren Buffett method to invest. He said, want to trade the system or not? I said, wow, Warren Buffett. I go and search online. Wow, look like old guys. I said, this old guy then so rich. But okay, because my friend, then never mind, just talk to him. So they came to my house. That time it was in Shenggang. So at my study room. Okay. And I remember I taught him the system. I was so excited. Then he taught me a checklist, how to choose stocks like Warren Buffett. And then he told me that he read this book called The New Buffettology by Mary Buffett. Okay, daughter-in-law of Warren Buffett. So after he taught me, right, I remember after screening through, we bought Nike. Very clear, about $30 Nike. Then he's there, no choice to buy because I cannot say learn already, don't do mark, right?
Yeah.
Then it's like a bit embarrassing, so I just buy a few of Nike, and then I taught him my system, okay? After that, right, we didn't care. I mean, we didn't keep in contact, we just continued to trade. Well, but after trading for 1 year, totally burned out, very tired, lost a lot of money. I traded Forex, traded options, traded a lot of things. So I go and measure all my different systems and see which one is the best. Oh, wow, I remember I read this book by Kathy Lian. She got 1,000 trading systems. I couldn't afford to go and test all of them, tested the best. When I go and compare across, right, some of them lost a lot of money, lost 40%, some of them make 5%. My best trading system maybe make me 7%, around there. Then I suddenly remember the Nike stock. I said, okay, I need more money to put into my account to trade, right? So I went back to the Nike stock using this platform called, that time it was already TD Ameritrade, Think or Swim. Okay, so I opened up the TD Ameritrade, the Nike from $30 becomes $60 in 1 year. So it's 100% returns, you know. Then I say, wow, I never do anything, 100%. The one I trade every day, trade like crazy. I made like 5%, 7%. Then I say, hey, this is stupid. It's like, I should go and focus more on something that works. But somehow it doesn't feel very intuitive. It felt like if you do more work, you should get more.
Absolutely.
But then one, I click one button, then make money, doesn't feel good.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't matter, whatever works, that works. So I put more money into the Buffettology system. Couldn't find the checklist, so I asked my friend again, hey, can you tell me that guy's name? But anyway, in the end, I bought the book, the new Buffettology, went through a checklist, bought a few more stock, buy and then leave it there. And I continue to trade. Remember very clearly, it was this particular trainer. Okay, I can mention his name because I think he did me a favor. He's called Conrad Lim. So I attended his pattern trading, looking at candlesticks. So I followed him very closely, traded. And then there was one time I had a dinner with him. So he really asked me why do I want to do trading, and then he set my expectation and then explained to me how trading really works. Super honest guy, I really love him a lot because in the end he told me how trading actually works in the stock market for candlesticks. And he told me, frankly, if you make like 7%, 8%, you're a genius already. I said, wow, serious? Then I said, wow, then like that, how do you manage to survive? He said, oh, my capital is huge, then I can survive. Then I said, wow, then like that, I went back home, I deleted all my account. I deleted all my MT4, all my account, put all into stock investing, the value investing method. That's where I started value investing. Then I went to US to learn from Mary Buffett, and things became better for me. Okay, but that being said, I think everyone has their different styles.
Of course. As in, different strokes, different folks.
Yeah.
But I truly believe, one thing I always tell my students is always, wealth is made in the waiting, right? Like, sit in your butt sometimes, you generally will generate a lot more returns, right?
Agreed.
That's essentially
Totally
what Warren Buffett actually teaches on as well, right? Which is, largely how I got influenced with regards to my own set of beliefs in trading, investing, and all that stuff. So very, very important. But bro, can I ask you a question? So with regards to trading, of course, some people succeed like crazy, some people don't, right? What are maybe some characteristics that help people succeed really in trading, or like what didn't you have that made it not
Trading,
really,
is it?
Yeah, for trading.
Okay, looking back, right, I didn't have a realistic expectation. So I think a lot of people think that trading, you must keep winning before you actually make money. Years later, I won't say I'm a very good trader, but I still put aside a certain small percentage of portfolio to test out different systems. And somehow, interestingly, I get better results nowadays. And the system is the same. The market maybe changed or things like that, but I feel that I'm a different person. So I think people who, I remember I was in Cyprus and I was talking to this head of brokerage of Cyprus firm. And he told me this thing. He said that if someone, a new investor, a new trader, open a brokerage account, within the first month or so, right, he look at the person's activity, he will know whether this person become a millionaire or he will burst the account.
Wow.
So I said, wow, serious? And I asked him, what's the difference? He told me it's not the methods that they use, it's not the stocks or instrument that they use, it is about how they position size. He said it's very important. He said that for new traders, right, or investors, right, there are those kind that they show hand. They hear a stock tip, they throw everything in, hoping to make it big. And sometimes they make it big. But because they make it big one time by showing hand, right, they will keep doing the same pattern until they burn their account. Because eventually you'll make mistakes. Whereas for people who diversify, right, even though it's like $2,000, $3,000, you will see like they are very careful investors. They park like 20% here, 10% here, and they diversify. Sometimes they are right, sometimes they are wrong, but they last longer. Eventually, for any skills, right, I mean, you need time to really master them, right? For trading, for investing, you need time before you really understand what's happening. So you need to survive long enough. So nowadays, I also tell my students, right, I strongly don't encourage you to go to the casino. Reason being, the casino will always win, right? I mean, you think about it, will always win in the long run. Can you go inside there, play a the black or it's black or white. Okay, I don't go casino lah.
yeah.
But you know, it's
Yeah,
the
it's
black
red
or
or
white
black,
thingy,
yes,
the roulette, right?
Yes, roulette.
The roulette, there's a I think red or black, red or black,
yes.
and then there's almost a near 50% chance of you winning. Can you sometimes win? Answer is yes, right?
yeah, of course.
But eventually the casino win.
Yep.
Don't go to the casino. Instead, think like the casino. Can you imagine the casino losing? Like after 1 year losing?
No chance.
No chance, right? The reason is because of this one. Number one, every time they allow you to place a bet, right, it is against you already. So you must have an edge, an advantage. So in trading, I mean, if you use technical analysis, it's an edge. Rather than shooting blind, right, if you use even fundamental analysis, it's an edge. The more systems you use to create a better judgment, right, you have a better edge. But you must understand something. Even if a better edge, right, example, if you go into the casino, same thing lah. I mean, even jackpot, they have a very huge edge, right? Sometimes people will still win. So the second rule is this. First rule is you must always have an edge. Second rule is you must always have a table limit. Table limit being say, right, you see, even the roulette, the black and white thing, right, the black and red thing, which the person betting in the casino has a 49% chance.
Yes.
It's not 50-50 because I think there's a black and there's a red and there's a zero, is it? There's a zero.
Yes.
So it's just that small little edge the casino also wants. But they also know there is a chance to win. So they will never allow Elon Musk, who is sometimes a madman, come in, 300 billion, I bet on black. They will never allow that. There will be a table limit. That's called limiting their losses. So if you trade like that, right, actually the chance of you winning is very high. Every trade you place, there must be a small edge, at least a small edge. And then you make sure that every time, in event you lose, you can afford. You take affordable losses. Once you do that, I mean, given statistics and all that, how you lose? Unless you are super unlucky.
Exactly.
But if you are consistently super unlucky, there's also a way to make money, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? You can partner someone else to trade against you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Inverse Kramer.
Yeah, that's right.
Inverse Kramer. Dude, so amazing. Thank you for sharing that, bro. So then you went on to inspire so many people. You shared so much. You know, you went on from teaching a small group of friends to literally speaking all over the world. How did that happen?
Okay lah. Frankly speaking, that happened. I was actually attending this particular program called Neuro-Linguistic Programming. So at that point in time, it was very interesting. We were all sharing our goals, what we were doing, and I told them my goal is to become a multi-millionaire through stock trading or stock investing. So people became curious. They said, hey, what's your plan? How do you know how to invest? So a lot of people, my classmates, right, they were thinking, hey, how do you invest? So I was showing them like how I invest, tell them how I sell options and things like that. And the particular trainer for the Neuro-Linguistic Programming, he saw me doing that. He said, hey, this looks interesting, you know, and so many people interested. If I conduct a class, maybe I can make money. I mean, it's quite simple theory, right? So he asked me whether I can create a class. Interesting that. So he told me, plus another 3 persons. So 5 of us came together to conduct a class. Interesting thing, at the end of a few months, left me and him. So, you know, in every venture that I go into, right, a lot of people are very enthusiastic initially, but it's whoever that remains will reap the fruit. So we launched the first class, and then it was rewarding both tangible and intangible. Tangible is this, people pay you a few hundred, few thousand, you multiply. You see, it is something that you are already doing anyway, you see. So it's something you are doing, and when you teach, you become even better at doing it. So as you teach, right, and people pay you, wow, you see, you multiply, let's say someone pay you 1,000, then 10 people pay you 10,000 already, you know. So that's where I realized it's very rewarding tangibly, okay? The intangible portion is, I remember after my first workshop, interesting, after my first workshop, right, we had a 3 days workshop, after we conduct everything, wow, I couldn't sleep, you know, I felt so excited, I felt like, this is really so fun. I can teach people ideas and help them shortcut. So I began to do that. Yeah, in fact, recently I just launched a program with another of my young trainer. And same thing, wow, she cannot sleep, you know. After that, it reminded me of how in the past I first started. So I mean, now I got a little bit more used to it. Not say that I don't enjoy anymore, but the initial first fire, right? Sometimes you need the younger people to remind you how fun it was.
Amazing. And that's how you went step by step. You know, eventually Richard Branson and all these different people, places and stuff, right? Pretty cool.
I think this is something I personally feel. It is the competitive spirit. That's what I think you had, because you were a national athlete as well, right? The desire to win. It is a double-edged sword, but I think that the desire to win makes you want to be the best at the top. So once I become a trainer, a speaker, I asked myself, how can I be the best? And I was aiming, wow, National Achievers Congress. This looks like the biggest stage. Let's aim for it. So I worked towards it. I knocked on doors, and eventually I was given a chance. And yeah, that's where we conquered the world. It was really fun.
Amazing, amazing. The desire to win.
The desire to win.
I love that. You gotta have the desire to win, for sure.
That's right, that's
100%.
right.
As in, that's something that I have in me, like ingrained in my heart and my spirit. Right? I really, really believe that. Dude, so tell us some of the stories, man. You know, there were so many people that you've inspired. You know, you literally created a legion of raving fans, right? Talk about community and talk about, you know, raving fans. To be honest, guys, like I'm not joking when I say this. Like, Sean, he's taught a lot, but one thing that he's done is he's created a legacy of people whose life have been impacted, people's lives who have been changed and everything. Like, how do you create this lasting, strong community of crazy raving fans, bro?
I don't know whether I have a formula. I mean, I was trying to find out a formula. If maybe I share with you a formula that I recently heard, which I think makes sense.
Okay.
Maybe we reverse engineer, it makes sense. Then I share with you what I really think happened. Okay. So the formula they talk about is first of all, you must have a vision. Okay. A vision of like where you want to bring the fans. Like okay, I want to bring you from here, from A to B, from not knowing how to invest to become super investors. Okay, this is the vision. The second thing they say, right, you need to have when you build a raving fans is you must have a villain. So what is it that stops you from getting here to there? So it may be, you know, like sometimes, like example, Robert Kiyosaki, he said the educational system is the villain. Okay, it need not be your a real person. It can be a system, it can be the rat race, it can be the government, it can be your mother-in-law, father-in-law, whatever lah. Okay, so there must be a villain, and that's where people have to fight against something. And when they fight against something, they become emotionally charged. That's where they feel more bonded. You realize like even countries, they do that, right? Sometimes I'm not sure whether it's true, but they say that sometimes countries will start to bash each other, like tend to become like enemies and fight each other. It's because they want to bond their people. So my professor, who was in NTU, he's like a political science teacher, right? He mentioned that he believes that Lee Kuan Yew and Mahathir are best friends. But he said that whenever the country has problem, they say, hey, I'm going to pull a stunt and say that Singapore do this or Malaysia do this. Then we start to fight against each other. Then our people are bonded. So you know a villain, okay? So the third thing they say is, a vision, a villain, a vehicle. How are you going to go there? So using my something system, okay, or maybe the modern wealth podcast is maybe the vehicle. Okay, as you listen to it, you become stronger. Then the 3 V's. Maybe I may not remember everything. The third one they mentioned is also a mantra.
Okay.
Like a mantra, like a certain things that you always shout together, like just do it or things like that. Okay. Okay, sorry, I don't can remember 4. So, but okay, identity. Sorry, the 5th is identity. You call your group something. Okay, I think like funnel hackers, right? So that's what Russell Brunson did.
Yes.
So for him, I think his vision was like, okay, how you can build $1 million businesses without needing the VCs. Now VCs become like the villain. Like we don't need them. They are trying to take our shares. You know?
That's you throwing your stones at.
Yeah, something like that, right? Or he mentioned right in his books. And then after his vehicle is ClickFunnels or funnels, right? Then he talked about his identity, which is funnel builder. Then his mantra is one funnel away. Things like that lah. So there are a few things. Okay. So I think really in order to build a raving fans, right? Okay, again, I don't think I'm the expert. I think I can do a lot better. It is really just caring for them. Really being authentic, caring for them. And I think that in this particular world right now, I mean, even in the past, people want people who are real. But right now, I think even more so. With social media, they want people who are real, talk to them, don't tell them things are perfect, you know, things that can relate to. I guess that works. Yeah.
You know, if I can share a story, guys, if you can share a story with regards to how he did it from my perspective, right? So I asked him, I think that was perfect, that was beautiful, guys. Like, for real. I hope you all took down notes, for real. Right, like you know, with regards to the identity, the mantra, all that stuff. Take down notes, guys. Very, very important if you're trying to build a community. But if I can share with you one personal story, right? So, like, I am a raving fan, right? But how did Sean do it? It's actually in these lines, right? Empower, enrich, evolve, right? So, number 1 is about empowering people with that skill set, with that belief, right? That they can do it, that they have the power to go and do it, for example. I think that's one. But the next thing, which is very, very, very important, is the empowering. Right, like, you know, the empowering part is super, super important, right? Empowering in the sense that you know, you give people opportunities, right? So giving, I always believe in giving. I always believe in giving. But I think one of the greatest things you can actually give people is the gift of opportunities. The gift where they can actually step up and actually do things, right? So, you know, Sean was instrumental in empowering me to step up as a speaker. I still remember it was National Achievers Congress. Right, and then he was the main speaker. He was the highlighted speaker. Right, so this was the actual story. It was in India.
India.
This was in India. It was first in India, and literally he was on stage. And then, you know, I don't think he even told the organizer. I don't think he told the organizers, right? But then suddenly he just let me come on stage, And then he said, okay, Rash, you take over. Then he left the stage, and then I
Go toilet lah, that's
yeah,
why.
and then I did everything else, Then the organizers were like, holy shit, who's this guy? Like, like what's he doing? Like Sean is supposed to be selling and whatever not, but he just left it to me to do it. And I did do a good job,
Yep,
right? I did do a fantastic job. So after that, they're like, okay, we don't need you anymore. Right?
Yeah. This is the trick, man. You got empowering.
No, but really, so he gave me the opportunity, kind of defying the organizer and whatever else, right? Thankfully, I did a good job, right? If not, would have been some trouble, right? But, he gave me the opportunity. I was very, very grateful, right? Why? Because that opened up so many doors, right? Because, my performance was fantastic. The organizers eventually loved me. They called me back again and again and again and again, year after year. And that's how he, gave me the opportunity, empowered me, and then I took it and I ran with it. And he's done that with, dude, I've lost count. Like,
I tell you,
right?
before everybody start calling me and say, hey, can you put me on the stage? I have to explain that this was done after quite a number of training.
Yes,
and I saw
yes,
how, I can say, many people come and say, can I be a speaker? Can I be a trainer? And we had a big group, remember? Initially, we had a big group. We were training everyone.
Yeah.
And remember the story I told you, initially there will always be a group. And then whoever that's left, right, will be the champions, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So whenever I have an opportunity, hey, you want to go on stage or not? You want to take this or not?
Yeah.
There will always be a few names that immediately they will WhatsApp me and say, oh, I will snatch it. So the common names will be Rashvin, will be Glenn Ho. Glenn Ho. Sometimes he doesn't even, these two people, they don't even know what they're getting into, They say, oh, I'll take it. They don't ask too much. People will ask too much. Can I have the details? What should I wear? What do I prepare? In the end, people snatch away the opportunity. I remember that. So you, Glenn Ho, Chloe, probably. Yeah, and they are now the superstars. So grab the opportunities. So the empowering portion also goes to those who are there to grab the opportunities. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's how, people's lives get enriched, and that's how people evolve, right? They become better versions, stronger versions, and and that's how you create the legion. You create the legacy of people now who have the ability to inspire the next generation. Right?
It's amazing.
The next generation of people. So the legacy lives on, right? And now that's exactly what I do as well. So in my own training, in my own business, for example, that's exactly what I do. I look for people and I see, hey, who really has the potential, who can I actually give opportunities to, who can I actually, get to step up so that they can inspire the next generation of people, right? It's always about their legacy, and that's how you create that thing, right? It's the ripple effects.
But this is not something that's easy to do.
Yeah.
Because I do have other seminar providers who come and ask me, why do you get so many trainers? When you they always ask me this question, aren't you afraid that after you train them, they will become your competitor, they leave you? And that's what stops them. The world is so big, you see. I mean, a lot of times we become, I mean, they may not stay with you forever, but we can become partners. Like, we are partners now. So at one point in time, we were working together, we are partners. The key thing is like, why you want to keep it to yourself? It's like, it will be such a miserable life, trying to safeguard your own methods, your own secret. No, just share. It will come back to you tenfold, hundredfold.
Wow, amazing. Guys, honestly, like for real, this is another thing which I love about Sean. A lot of people talk about abundance, talk about, oh, you must think in abundance, for example, but in terms of whether they practice it, it's a different story altogether, right? Sean truly lives the principle of abundance in everything that he does, right? It's always about, there is so much in the world, no worries, guys. Go and do what you want to do. Let's all live a prosperous life together, right?
But really, there's really a lot. It's like you want to take everything, man. It's like,
I don't know.
Seriously, you pause and think about it. The world is so big, So don't need to just think abundance. Think win-win. Actually, recently, quite interesting. Recently, a partner of mine, a very famous person, I don't mention the names now.
Sure.
So the partner of mine wanted to sue another company for using his/her name.
Okay.
Yeah, and that company is in China.
Okay.
So I was telling my partner, you want to sue a Chinese company in China? How are we going to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, my partner said, no, just go and sue them. Ask them to stop doing it. Then, so my partner sent lawyer letters and all that. What? 5-figure amount, keep spending, almost every month.
Wow.
Then the partners, another partner told me, hey, Sean, can you also do something? We are all fighting. Can you also fight or not? Then I don't want to get into the fight. So I asked the person, can you give me the contact of whoever that's using the name? Okay, I haven't done it yet, but after that I told my team, because my team member is being pressured by this partner.
Sure.
So I told my team members, let's call that person in China and see whether can we collaborate. We are not in China anyway. Imagine the person use the name and say, hey, now legit we do it together. You're more powerful now, and we're also more powerful. You open another country.
Exactly.
Why do you think like that? It's like, why you want to go and stop the person doing it in China? He's spreading your name. It's like good. So many ways to think about it, but why not think win-win?
Exactly. Why not think win-win? Why not abundance? Guys, I hope you guys have been getting so much of nuggets. I've been getting inspired. I hope you all have loved the story so far. Make sure you all smash the love button if you all love Sean's stories and his jokes. And make sure you all subscribe to the channel as well. We'll be right back.
Where's the joke?
Welcome back to the Modern Wealth Podcast, guys. I hope you guys have been loving the interview so far. Make sure you click on the like button. Make sure you let us know in the comment section down below what you learned the most from this session. And click on the subscribe button so you guys get informed of the next few amazing guests that we will actually have on board as well. Right? So, Sean, right back to some questions, bro. So, so recently, one of the things that, besides investing, you started, you had this One Punch Man thing that actually went on, right? And, it was very, very inspirational with regards to how you did the One Punch Man workout. It kind of went viral. You appeared on so many TV channels, right? With zero ad spend. I think that got you to another level of people started calling you One Punch Man on the street, right?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Right. So it was pretty cool. But, and then that led to a creator program, which you actually do right now as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
The creators program, okay. The actual reason why we create a creators program, right, is actually 2018-19. My team, my whole entire company, we had a certain restructuring, and we realized there's like quite a lot of people. Now, back then we had an investing program. So when I was calculating the number of people that can run the investing program, right, I do need a certain number only, a small number. And then I got a lot of buffer of people who is in my team that I need to feed, correct? I need to make sure that they are doing well. Now, my personal investing aside, building wealth aside, there's one portion, right? But to actually run a particular business, I need to give them enough job. So I was thinking, what other things can we provide to the public, okay? What can we provide to as a service? And I was thinking like, well, I mean, I'm confident in investing, but there's only a certain people needed to run this investing program. And I said that another thing that I'm quite confident or quite good at is creating other speakers to teach people how to create their own programs. So like, I mean, yourself or Chloe or even Pete, quite a number of them. So we created this program called the Creators Program. The name has evolved along the way, but the concept is taking a knowledge that you know, see whether there's market demand, and then turn it into a product. Product means either books, information product, or maybe an online course, or maybe a workshop, and then you can offer it. Becomes a business, an information business. So that's how I created it. So that was the beginning of the Creators Program.
And tell us some stories about people who've come through the entire thing and how they are.
Wow, I tell you, there's the recent one, or one of the very inspiring ones I felt was actually this gentleman. He probably 50s, 60s. His name is called Sam. Amazing guy. I should find some footages and pass to you guys. Then you can show a bit about him. He wasn't very good in speaking English. He was someone like a retired from Malaysia, come over and then working hard. And at that point in time, right, he was thinking that he wanted to become a public speaker. So he came to us, joined the program, and then signed up for our high-tier mentorship, where we are going to put him on the stage. On the stage, now it's virtual stage. And then at that point in time, right, he was thinking, what can he know how to teach? And he thought about Bitcoins. He did not claim he's a Bitcoin expert. He's just saying how to get started in Bitcoins, okay? So his program is very simple. It's like how to create a wallet and things like that. And because we tell people to teach what they know, right? And during the conference, right, he said that when he was speaking at the conference, he was actually hoping that his family was watching it. Because he wanted to inspire his kids. And then when he went home, right, his wife told him that when he speak, right, they went to hide in the room and then close off the Facebook. They didn't want to see because they are fearful that he will fail, and they don't want to see their dad failing at such an old age, So they felt a certain like sense of like didn't want to see. And then after that, right, when he showed them, right, after he spoke, I mean, he was just a very authentic speaker. Just spoke to them like from Malaysia, came over, and I think he had like 500 or 600 over people went into his elite maniac, and then quite a number of them bought his program. And I think he, if I don't remember wrongly, he make about 5-figure to near 6-figure from one speaking. And he said that, I'm a public speaker now, and one speech, right, I mean, people buy my program, I make almost near, I think it's near 6-figure. And then the children was mind blown. He said, wow, I didn't know my dad can do it. And at the point in time, right, he really felt like it is not just about making money. It's really like showing his children that, yes, even at this age, I can do it, so can you, He felt that he has shown his children a lot more. So he was like very thankful, and well, when he said that, right, you can see he's almost tearing. So this was one story. Another crazy one. I don't know whether you heard of this guy called Edwin. Well, that one was really mind-blowing. He came for the program. Oh, so funny. So it was a Zoom program, so I couldn't see them, right? So I told them, you must do your homework, you must do this, you must do that, you must record the video, and then we check the video. Then there's this guy called Edwin. He said, oh, I cannot do it. wow, when he said that, right, anger, you know, anger felt my heart. I said, what do you mean you cannot do? It's like so simple, click, do already. And then I say, so I call him out. I said, Edwin, tell me what you cannot do. When he on the camera, right, he was on a wheelchair. And he really cannot move his hands because he got this medical condition called Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Okay.
Then he said, sorry, I only can move my eyeballs. What do you say, you know, in front of a Zoom like that? Then my team members began to search about him, went to his Facebook, and he's 30 plus, and someone with his condition, right, at about 20 plus, right, that's the end of the lifespan. The lifespan is about 20 plus. So after that, eventually I spoke to him, right. He told me that when he was young, nothing happened. I mean, he was okay until he was about secondary school. He found his strength losing. He lost his strength, and then he couldn't walk. Then his mom had to push him wheelchair every day, and then his hands couldn't move. His body started to actually die down. And then every day the mom got to put him on the bed, and his mom is quite old already. So eventually through this program, he launched his book. He launched an Amazon best-selling book. Launched his program, and then we put him onto the stage. We couldn't put him on the stage. I went to his house to interview him, and then we screened it onto the stage. And then he did everything that everyone else said they could do. But I mean, said they couldn't do, but he actually did it. So at that point in time on Zoom, when he said he couldn't do it, he meant he couldn't do it on time. But so he was wearing these specs, right, with a certain sensor around his eyes, around his spectacles, a certain clip. And the laptop, right, there will be a sensor using his eyeball, and he typed word by word the whole entire book. I can tell you it's amazing. So you tell me you cannot do it, right? You don't, means that you cannot even move your eyeball. So, then eventually the newspaper also went to interview him. Amazing. He launched his NFT, launched his books, composed music, all using his eye movement. Even eating, he got problem because his digestive system and he cannot even chew. He doesn't have the muscle to chew, but he has the ability to create books, launch things. So it was pretty inspiring for myself. I wouldn't say, I felt that through that program, sometimes our lives are the one being changed. We learn from the students.
Wow, amazing, bro. I feel inspired, bro.
You've not heard this? Later I send you
I've
the
never seen this story.
things.
I've never heard this
It's
story
crazy.
before, man. Wow.
It's crazy.
Dude, I feel inspired, bro. Crazy. Like, again, nothing is impossible, right?
Oh yeah, one thing to share with you. So I was asking him, I asked him bluntly, I said, hey, Edwin, frankly, you're 30 plus years old, and based on what I read, you are living on borrowed time. Anytime you can pass away. And he said, I know. He said that because the muscle is also
The heart is also a muscle, right?
the heart is also a muscle, and he's losing the ability to pump his heart, anytime he can pass away. So I said, why are you working hard to do all this? And he told me something very simple. He said that when he's young, right, he saw his parents, how they suffered because of him. Like, have to bring him to school, and the parents are not rich, nothing, they live in a simple house. And he said that he don't think he's able to bring huge riches to his parents right now, maybe just a bit of income. But the key thing is he want to leave a message to his parents to tell them that they did not give birth to someone who is useless. They give birth to someone who can actually create things. That was the key message he wants, So much drive, just because of that.
Wow, dude, that's sending chill, goosebumps up my, wow, damn.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing, man. Dude, you gotta introduce me to him.
Yeah, I got to. He's amazing. You should interview him. But, wow, he's amazing. Amazing person.
Great, man. Edwin, amazing. Guys, maybe you can drop the link or whatever.
Definitely,
He has
definitely.
a Facebook page or something. Right?
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yep.
If he has Facebook page, you can follow him, drop him a follow and stuff. Right? I love, meeting these kind of people. Why? Because they show you what's possible, right?
Right.
They show you that your excuses are just excuses.
Yes.
Literally, they're just excuses, right? And oh man, I feel so inspired, even though I don't even know him, right? Thank you for sharing the story, bro. Okay, so now let's get into some of the challenges that you face. So again, being this online figure, right? Now we hear his stories, we know about the lives being transformed, impacted. But to a person watching you and seeing your face 10 times a day on YouTube, right? Sometimes they get
sorry for that.
sometimes they get a little bit annoyed. Sometimes they they drop malicious comments and everything, saying this, that, and the other, right? They write articles and all that stuff, or scammer, Sean Seah, and all that stuff, right?
Really, I have
Come on, bro.
Okay.
So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with? See, a lot of people have this imposter syndrome. Oh, I scared people will con me and all that stuff, right? So how do you deal with that yourself?
How do I deal with that? About how I feel about them, or how do I?
Like, how do you deal with them? How do you feel about them, right?
Okay, first of all, I don't feel much. Okay, I guess I've passed that stage.
Okay.
And I think as I was teaching my children, it helped a lot. So what happened was, I guess sometimes you become better when you teach. So my children, they were in school. At the point in time, they were in primary school. So they were saying like, well, this person don't like them, that person don't like them. And they feel so affected. And there's the cancer what do you call it? The cancel culture, where
So
people
cancel
like
culture,
cancel
yes.
you off.
Yeah.
So after that, right, they were very upset. I remember one day my boy was coming back and he was so sad because someone said something about him and he was really so dejected. So I turned on my YouTube or my Facebook. I said, hey, come on, let me show you the comments. So I said, hey, this guy said I'm scammed. This guy said I'm what? I said, if everybody I need to feel upset about, right? Well, I don't have time already, you know. So you every day you just go and find your job, because every day I'll be sad, sleeping at the side already.
Of course,
So I said, but it doesn't affect me, you know, because what affects me is what you think about me. I told my son, it's more importantly, it's about you. It's not about them. I don't even know them. They can just write a comment, they go and live their life, and I feel upset for the whole day. It's not worth my time. So as I teach them that, I actually leave that. Now, once in a while, when I see a comment, do I still get upset? Frankly, yes, you know. So the best thing is don't see, okay. But there was one point in time, right? I was looking at one comment, and it was a very nasty comment. I can't remember what the person wrote. So I clicked on the person's profile. And then when I don't know why at that point in time, now you can't do that. At that point in time, I can go and check the person's activity on other people's page, you know. I realized this guy go around writing bad comments about everyone, you know. So I say, hey, this guy's a professional hater lah. Then, never mind lah. I mean, if there's professional hater, why do I want to convert him? Cannot one what. So this group of professional haters, let them do their job lah. They are part of the world, part of the ecosystem. I pity them. I feel that their life is quite miserable, right? But maybe they are not. Maybe they just write, then they have a happy life, right? So I just let them do their job, I do my job. So this is the first thing. I don't really care about haters. I don't need to actually dispel people saying I'm scam and things like that. Unfortunately, recently I saw one guy say that I scammed him through a gold investment. That one I got shocked. I don't even talk about gold. So I asked him, I say, can you tell me more details? And I realized an imposter scammed him. So that one I realized I also cannot do much really. I mean, maybe you can think of how to do that. But on my part, whatever people say about me, I don't really care. I only care about what my loved ones say about me, what God says about me. Yeah.
Very, very good. I think that's very, very important, right? Like, you know, who really truly matters lah.
Yeah, that's right.
Who really truly matters, that's what you focus on. So Sean, tell me, man, so what's your vision, man? So we're going into 2024
That's
now,
right.
So, you know, in the next 5 years, for example, where do you want to bring your company? What's the vision? What do you want to get to?
Maybe before I go there, right, I think maybe one thing I want to say is this. So when people say that like seminar people are scams and all that, right, I just share this lah.
Tell me.
After my years of experience in the seminar industry, right, I think we can improve. The seminar industry can improve in a few ways. I don't feel that the things we teach are scams because I've attended a lot of seminars, except for the first trading one. Wow, I feel like stepping that guy. Okay, no, but I think actually the first seminar that I attended, pay thousands of dollars, then buy the software, right? Years later, after I learned more about investing, what he taught me was the turtle trading system. Because now I know better. So it was a legit system. It was a system that people can use and they make millions. Okay, what I felt that the seminar industry, why have such a bad perception, right? Is because the idea of like maybe overselling it or overpromise things.
Sure.
Now, the thing is this, there's a difficulty. Maybe I just share with you guys what I feel as a seminar provider or like a wealth teacher, right? Now, the thing is this, wealth is very intangible. And it takes time. So if I tell you, okay, investing, it takes time, don't know how many years you can make like millions, but it takes maybe 40 years, 50 years. A lot of people, I don't want this, I want to go for something else. And when you go for something else, right, there's something else that promises you quick returns. Very likely it's a scammer, the scammer who really imposter me and then tell you can get rich quick. And after so many people get scammed by imposters, I realized that the public, right, must take responsibility also. Because the public, they themselves are the one who wants to get rich quick. So they force the marketer to pitch it in a way to tell you that there is a possibility you may get rich quick. So I think there's a certain missing. You know what I'm trying to say? Now, are you able to get rich quick through property? Okay, so like I told you, Robert G. Allen, how he changed my dad's perspective, how we buy property, how we actually make millions because of his teaching. When I go online, I see people saying it's a scam. And in my heart, I know it's not. People who say it's scam, very likely, number one, they attended and they never do anything. Or number two, they attend, they do wrongly, or they have like unrealistic expectation, they do wrongly, then they kena. But so far, have I met anyone where I attend the lesson and I felt that the person is scam, right? The lessons that they teach is all excellent. It's the user that don't know how to use it. That's my perspective. There may be legit scammers. So it's like, I sell you a Ferrari, then you always gear one, then you they say this vehicle is sucks. Then you say, I want to refund. I pay so expensive, then this car, how come so lousy? Or you drive in Singapore, every red light you have to stop. How come my grandmother drive the Toyota also faster than me? Walao, it's also the condition. Is the car lousy? No, it's the driver don't know how to use, or maybe the environment is not right for the car, you see.
Exactly.
So Are there legit lousy cars? Of course, yes.
Sure.
So to blanket statement say everybody is a scam, I don't think it's fair. At the same time, I want to encourage speakers and creators. Not everybody is saying you're a scam. It's just the people who say you're a scam are louder, the louder minority. How do I know? Because every month still a lot of people sign up for my program. It goes to show that they cannot be thinking I'm a scam then pay me, right?
Sure.
So people who say they're scam very loud, it's okay lah. Let them do their job. They are professional haters.
Sure.
We need them in the world.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
So you're talking about vision, right?
Yes, your vision. Tell me, man.
Okay. So next year, the next few years onwards, right? I really want to teach people how to build wealth to give wealth. I came up with this term. Okay lah. I think you know me long enough. We like all this fun stuff to inspiring stuff, right? I came up with this term called super humanitarians. So you know humanitarians are people who give. At the same time, when you search for humanitarians, you look on the internet, it's usually people who look very poor also lah. I mean, I'm not saying that you must look rich, but I think you don't need to give until you have nothing left. I don't think there's a need to. I mean, there's a balance, right? Let me check whether this is correct biblically. But I think you can give. At the same time, why not use your ability? I've seen so many people with so much potential to make millions or more. Okay, so one simple thing is this. Okay, I saw one video which I love a lot, and I'll come to the reason why I call super humanitarians. There's this guy who asked a lady. He asked the lady. He said, "If I give you 10 million, will you accept?" The lady said, "Sure, why not, right?" Then he said, "On one condition. Means after you take the 10 million, now until the time you sleep, you can enjoy it, but tomorrow you'll not wake up. Will you take or not?"
Wow.
The woman said, "What do you think the woman say?"
Of course not lah.
Of course not, right? So he asked her. He said, "Does it mean that you waking up is more than that 10 million?"
Of course.
Of course, right?
Yeah.
So mean you say every day when you wake up, like today when you wake up, right, it's worth of 10 million, you know.
Okay.
That means your life is so invaluable. And if it's so valuable, so if you see when we do investing, right, there must be a certain matrix of why it's worth 10 million. It's because your life has the value of 10 million and therefore it can create more than 10 million. That's what I truly believe, you know. And I've seen so many people, even insurance, they pay out 1 million, 2 million, your organ, your brain. If you really can go and sell it, right, it's worth millions. It means that this has the potential of making even more. Otherwise, it cannot be worth that much. Just like a particular stock, right? Why you pay that if they cannot make you even more, right? So everybody has the potential. So if you have the potential, why not live out your potential with the intention of giving? Now, why do I say that? A lot of people want to be rich, but they don't know why. I feel that a lot of people want to be rich because they are unhappy with now. I don't like where I am now. Money will get me out of this place. But if you are just always trying to get out of a place without a direction to move towards, right, you can't get out.
Of course.
You'll always be jumping from unhappy places to unhappy places. Why not have a particular direction? So my goal is this. You know the Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Yes.
The top is self-actualization, where you start to give, start to think of others. Why not start from the top? Start from the top and say, okay, I want to be someone who can give, who can actually provide for others, and then I work towards that. So as you are building wealth, give wealth, and we call this thing super humanitarians, people who are wealthy, are powerful, and they want to give. And we actually came out with this particular, we are working with this organization called Classroom for Hope. They use recycled materials to build schools, block schools. Very interesting. You can even go there and build a school. To build one school, right, it's only $50,000. And it can fund like maybe another 500 students, children, right, in developing countries. And these guys are same thing. Huge potential, but they are in they have the Ferrari engine, but they are in a place where no one is there to groom them. So I thought, if you think we are in a bad situation or wherever you are, I think everybody got a situation that you're dealing with. You're fighting a battle that we don't know. But imagine these children, they don't even have the fighting chance, you know, per se than us. So this is something, my vision for the company is this, to build the biggest tribe of super humanitarians, which is something similar to yours, right? You're also a very giving person. So for me, I like to give in the area of education. I believe it really changed life. So there's a vision for us.
Beautiful, amazing. I wish you all the best, bro. I can make magic happen.
Don't just wish lah.
I get
20,000.
20,000, sure, bro. Let me know. Right. So, anyways, thanks so much for sharing that, guys. Guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this video podcast. There's so many nuggets of wisdom. Sean, just one last thing which I want you to share. Right. If there's one last piece of nugget of advice you can give people who are like, Resh, Sean, I really want to be like you guys. I want to be able to achieve the best of my abilities and whatever, not make millions of dollars. What's the one advice you give them to be able to achieve their wildest dreams?
Eat mistakes for breakfast.
Eat mistakes for breakfast.
Lunch and dinner.
Wow.
I think that's the thing. You just got to keep trying. And after a while, you'll find something that works for you. But obviously, as you try, reflect. You must have a realistic expectation that everything you do right you must have the hopeful inspiration. It will succeed. At the same time, if it doesn't, what can I learn? So a lot of people just going there, hit the first roadblock, give up lah, doesn't work. This one is a scam. Well, no, cannot like that. What? Or maybe I change it another way, right? When I say eat mistakes for breakfast, I love a video by Mark Robber, amazing YouTuber. He was from NASA. So he was sharing this video. I think it's a TED Talk called the Mario Effect. I love this particular idea. He said that, do you know Mario or you're too young?
Mario who?
Super Mario.
Of course I know Super Mario, bro.
Yeah. So you all play games last time, right?
Yeah.
When you play some games, you play Super Mario, he's jumping, then he into a mushroom die.
Yes.
Then what do? Oh, this game is a scam.
Restart lah.
Lousy games, throw away, cannot win one. You don't do that, what? You say, okay, now I know mushroom, avoid. So jump over mushroom, and then what? Jump, kena eaten by the plant. Right, so you learn, right? So if you treat life or even wealth creation like this, right, say, okay, the next time I do this, hit into a mushroom, okay, I avoid the mushroom. Now I jump on the mushroom. Eventually you will reach the last king.
Wow.
It is really learning that, okay, I just learn, then restart again, and treat it like a game. Then it's going to be fun.
Wow.
Cannot be first time you play the game, turn on, then save the princess. Fun, man. Stupid. Exactly. It doesn't work this way. So treat life like a game, and then eat mistakes for breakfast. That's what I mean. Just have fun.
I think many of the people might be watching and thinking, yeah, it's easy for you to succeed, right? Like, oh, you've already built so much, you have so much, higher ground for you to succeed and grow even further. So that's great, but I have nothing. I have no money, I have no connections, I don't have no knowledge, I don't know anything, right? How am I supposed to start, right? So if I ask you the same question, if I were to strip you of every single cent, right, of all your connections, of everything that you have, put you on a new island, right, how would you start from zero to make your first spot of goal again?
One new island.
Yeah, new island.
Okay.
No, not Singapore.
Okay, let me share with you a story that I mean, it's a personal encounter with Brian Tracy.
Sure.
So it was in India, and I was taking the same taxi with him back from the India stage all the way to the airport. So it was like a 2 hours drive. And he shared with me something interesting. He said, hey, Sean, do you know, right? He studied like self-made millionaires. People who started from zero and then became very wealthy. He said after studying a lot of them, right, a huge portion of them make their wealth in one industry. Okay, more than 30%, I think, made in one industry. Can you guess which industry that is?
Finance.
Finance? Okay, it's okay. I also didn't know. So it's like, this study was done probably like 30 years ago.
Sure.
He said that it's from the dry cleaning business.
Oh, really?
Okay, a dry cleaning business. So I was saying, so what's the lesson behind this? Am I supposed to start a dry cleaning business? I don't know whether Singapore can make it right. So his whole idea is this. He said, a lot of times, to become wealthy, you don't need to be fanciful. You just need to go where the demand is. People need dry cleaning, you open dry cleaning shop, people pay you money. End of story. Now, that being said, right, so how will I start again? If let's say you start from zero, right, I will go and find the dry cleaning business. I will go and research and see where is the demand and people actually want it. No need to be fanciful. You tell me whether dry cleaning, they brand themselves like special branding, don't have lah. You just provide something people want, right? So I find out what's the current dry cleaning business, and let's say you have nothing, right? You start from zero, you have no money, right? Go and work in the dry cleaning business first to understand the business. You make money, you learn from the business, but you make money with the expectation of learning how the whole business works, save up from the salary, then go and open a dry cleaning. That's all. Very simple. Then when your dry cleaning business open up, is doing well, open the second one, the third one, take some money, you can diversify, buy into investments. That's how I get started.
Wow, amazing. Actually, that's very, very important, right? Work within operations, learn with the mindset of wanting to own the entire damn thing.
That's right. I think Tim Ferriss also mentioned that, right? I think he was working in a pizza shop or a nutrition shop. That's how it works.
Amazing, fantastic. Alright guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode so far. It's been absolutely amazing. So many gems, so many notes that I took down myself. Right, so guys, make sure you guys follow Sean as well. His links. How do you guys follow you, bro?
Use all the links on the screen that they were Photoshop in, video editing in.
Yes. Make sure you don't follow the imposter Sean.
Oh yeah. Hey, yeah, please do. If let's say anyone on the internet that looks like me, so good looking, ask you to transfer money, don't do that. Okay, please don't do that.
Yes, there's a lot of imposters out there, but hey, make sure you follow Sean. And guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you leave a comment down below, and make sure you click on the subscribe button so you can actually view more videos of such amazing guests that we actually have.